gone and done it again. I've bought more cars, more projects, because I've had a crazy idea late one night. So say hello to the drag car project. So a form of motorsport I've actually not ever done is drag racing. I've been down a drag strip once. I just want to build something that's a bit purpose built, a bit Larry. Now ideally I'd have liked to use a Civic because you know my heart lies in the Hondas, but when these weigh just over 600 kilos wet in factory trim, that's light, so we're going to be able to make it much lighter than it is now. Now, engine of choice is, I bought this a couple of years ago and I've not been able to sell it despite it being up for 300 quid, which is this Honda FRV. Now it's got a K20 A4 in it, which is the economy model of the K20, but after doing a bit of reading, it seems the engines in these are the choice for boost builds. They're low compression, and if you put a K20 A head on it, like a tie bar head, you actually end up with a pretty decent engine that'll take about 350, 400 horsepower in the standard trim. So yeah, I actually want to scrap this car because it looks ugly, it's in the way. So we're going to take the engine out of that soon, and then I needed somewhere to put the engine in, and that's where this thing comes in. Been looking for one for a few weeks now, and after many of social media pleas, had a message this morning, this one for sale. Literally 20 miles down the road that way, so I've just been and picked up this morning. But yeah, that doesn't mean this one isn't getting done. These are two separate projects. That's still going to be our DCOE supercharged show car build, and this is going to be a purpose-built drag car. I mean, when I mean purpose-built, we're going to do away with the headlights, everything. It's going to be bare bones wiring and just give it just what it needs to get it down that drag strip. So interestingly, I'm actually meant to be at Brands Hatch tomorrow for a Formula G test day. Fortunately, the K11 is not in a position to go because of the issues I'll go through in a separate video, if that video is not already up by the time this video is up. And the Forester, bless its heart, just needs a bit of TLC. It needs pads all round. You know, Formula G is a lot of handbraking and technical cornering, and while that does handle spectacularly well, it needs an entire brake overhaul on that, as well as the timing belt bits and bobs. So I'm kind of hoping that we can get this K10 running while still on the trailer. Now, the guy who bought it off said the engine is kaput, but doesn't know exactly why. Apparently the previous owner, the guy he bought it off, it was driving, engine cut out, and they've not been able to diagnose anything since. Apparently it turns over with good compression, so if you've got compression, we just need to make sure we've got fuel and spark, and if we can take this to the Formula G day tomorrow, that'll be fantastic. So yeah, we're gonna see if we can get this little thing running. Let's get at it. We've got no ignition. So it sounds like it wants to go. We've got spark, but I've just noticed that on cylinder 1 we're missing top half of the plug, so I've just ordered some plugs. They should be in a minute. Can't smell any fuel, but it should be starting on brake cleaner as the other one does. So we'll stick some plugs in it. If not, we'll get Tom round to see if we can diagnose it. But yeah, the story is apparently the engine just stopped and the bloke's not fixed it. But we'll see what we can do and see if we can actually get this engine running or not. So the plugs are looking alright, apart from this one on cylinder 4, which in comparison to the other 3 is considerably wet. So let's bang these new plugs in, and let's see if we can get this started. Doesn't even want to fire, not even on a couple of cylinders. We've got a verified spark, we've got a really highly combustible fuel. It should even just want to cough just once. Right, okay, so we've got 60 psi on cylinder 4. So hopefully you can hear it on the video, but you can hear a bit of metallic clanging. Hopefully you can hear it anyway, but yeah, that's definitely P to V. She's dead. Right, so since we're not going to get anywhere with making this thing run, let's get it off the trailer and let's have a little look around it. Right, so I'm going to wrap this video up pretty quick because it's just started raining. So yeah, this is going to be our drag car project. I kind of want a car of each type. Obviously we've got our Time Attack monster in there, we're going to have our little show car build there, and kind of want to go do a bit of drag racing, kind of want to do a bit of drifting, but we'll cross that bridge when the time comes for that. So yeah, plan is K20 A4 out the FRV with gearbox and everything. K20 Type R head. We're gonna build a turbo manifold for this. I've seen this guy called Kevin Lee. He's already put a K20 A4 into his K10, and there's not a lot of space down the back there for a really overzealous manifold. He's gone with like a log type, so we might have to do the same thing. I'm not going to mess around with the exhaust. The exhaust is going to come straight out the bonnet as well as the wastegate dump. Again, I want this to be a dedicated track car, so I'm not going to worry too much about keeping the bits needed for an MOT. I want this to be a competition car. So yeah, I seem to pick up more projects than I actually finish projects. Yes, I know Ned. So yeah, hopefully you're going to follow us along with this project. We're going to try and get on with this sooner rather than later, because I really don't want the engine out of that hanging around on the workshop floor for too long, because I'm already sick of tripping over engines and gearbox in that workshop. So we'll extract the dead MA out of there with gearbox. Again, we can maybe use some bits for that K10 when we put that together. The interior seems in better condition as well, so we're going to save everything from the inside. Then when it comes to putting that back together, we'll pick and choose the bits best for the build. So of course, as usual, don't forget to like the video, comment on the video, share the video, subscribe, and don't forget to tell your nan. Progress soon.